Before he achieved unimaginable wealth, the homeless man's life was a harrowing tale of suffering and despair. He was an individual who had fallen through the cracks of society, left to endure the harsh realities of life on the streets. Every day was a grueling battle for survival as he fought against the relentless forces of hunger, loneliness, and hopelessness. With no shelter to shield him from the elements, he braved the bitter cold of winter nights and the scorching heat of summer days. His tattered clothing offered little protection, leaving him vulnerable to the cruelties of nature. Each passing moment was a constant struggle against the pangs of hunger that gnawed at his stomach, often resorting to scrounging for scraps of discarded food or relying on the generosity of strangers. But it was the isolation that took the greatest toll on his spirit. Ignored and marginalized by society, he became invisible, his pleas for help falling on deaf ears. The indifference of others deepened his sense of despair, eroding any remnants of hope that remained within him. However, through a twist of fate, fortune smiled upon him. A stroke of luck, an unexpected opportunity, or perhaps an act of divine intervention, lifted him from the depths of destitution and propelled him towards unimaginable wealth. With his newfound riches, he transformed his life, leaving behind the shadows of his past. But before we dive into the heart of our tale, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell. By doing so, you'll be the first to know when we release new captivating stories every week. We truly appreciate your support and can't wait to share more incredible adventures with you. Chris Pratt grew up in a humble family. His mother Kathy worked in a supermarket, while his father Dan was a contractor. Kathy never failed to let her children know how much she loved them. The actor and Dan did not get along, but looking back, he can appreciate what Dan taught him. Pratt bought his mother's first substantial asset as a well-paid actor when he was 23 years old, a house. The gift was essential because he had suffered from not having one before he was an actor and is aware of the struggles his family has previously experienced. Although Chris was born in Minnesota in 1979, he was raised in Washington State. He left college to work as a coupon salesman for a multi-level marketing fraud. After concluding that his future did not lie in sales, he made the journey to Maui, Hawaii, to pursue his dream of being an artist. Chris described this period of his life in a blog post as follows: "I had to work hard and put up with hunger. Sardines had to be eaten, and I had to figure out how to pay for gas. I also never had a fallback strategy. Due to his lack of a place to dwell, he was forced to camp on the beach with a friend. He was far from the love and safety of his family back home. Although his main concern was for his survival, he had hope because of how much he wanted something. He believed that one day he will be successful." Chris remembers that period of his life fondly despite the challenges. When he was a waiter, he gave enthusiastic service at Bubba Gump's Shrimp Co. He would engage with them by playing trivia games or singing them a happy birthday. One day, actor and director Ray Don Chong took note of him and handed him his first role in Cursed Part 3. After then, he appeared in television programs as Bright Abbott in Everwood and Che in the well-known teen drama, The O.C. He tried his hand at acting as well, appearing in small roles in films like Jennifer's Body and Moneyball, to name a few. Chris Pratt was on his way there and ready to take any opportunity. In his audition for the role of Andy Dwyer on Parks and Recreation, Chris approached the role with his trademark fervor and bravery, and it worked. According to LA Bible, co-creator Mike Schur recalls that audition. "We've never seen a funnier man than this one, so maybe we should think again. We will not permit him to leave." By convincing the show's producers to make the appearance a regular part, Pratt cemented his status as a comedy actor and fan favorite. Finally, film business executives paid attention to Chris. Hollywood started knocking on his door when they saw he was a rising celebrity. Pratt experienced a turning point in 2014. He portrayed Peter Quill/Star-Lord and Emmett Burkowski in the Lego Movie and Guardians of the Galaxy, respectively. He has since made a name for himself as a major actor, appearing in box office hits and displaying his versatility in a range of genres, including comedy, drama, thriller, and science fiction. His most lucrative work was Jurassic World, the fourth Jurassic Park movie in the franchise. She also had a career-defining experience in the remake of The Magnificent Seven, alongside Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke. For his mom, a house. With the money from his first lucrative part, Pratt, then 23 years old, purchased a home for his mother. He felt as though he was ending a cycle that had started when they were young and faced difficult circumstances. In our lives, there was never any question as to whether we were loved or not. Never. You gave us a sense of security. You gave us toughness. You maintained our focus. You gave us haircuts and prepared dinners, Chris wrote on Instagram to his mother. According to the actor's social media posts, Kathy is a significant person in his life. He admires her for her generosity, acceptance of others, and upbeat view of life. The Parks and Recreation actor also thanks his mother for helping him become an actor. As they grew up, Mom's kids knew they could count on her to turn a mundane activity into a performance. The actor from Jurassic World had a troubled relationship with his father, though. He describes his father, a contractor, as determined, devoted, and also old-fashioned. When he was in his 20s, Chris's father received a multiple sclerosis diagnosis. Dan became less confident. He was intelligent and capable of handling any challenge, but the illness was a far stronger opponent. Dan eventually gave up, and his relationship with Pratt's mother deteriorated as a result. He passed away in 2014. Speaking of his father, Chris was appreciative of the unique way Dan had shown his pride in his kid. He believed that since his father watched everything on television, he could contact him by way of his employment. Chris Pratt is now the delighted father of 3 children, Jack, 10, and Lila, 2, and Eloise, 8 months, with his second wife Katherine Schwarzenegger, and Jack, 2, and Eloise, 8 months, with his first wife, Anna Faris.